Few buildings on earth have lived as many lives as the Hagia Sophia. Rising above Istanbul, it has stood for nearly 1,500 years, watching empires rise, collapse, and reinvent themselves. To understand it is to understand the shifting balance between power, faith, and identity across centuries. Construction began in 532 CE under the Byzantine Emperor Justinian I. The previous church on the site had been destroyed during the Nika riots, a violent uprising that nearly toppled his rule. Justinian did not want a simple replacement. He wanted a structure that projected authority and permanence. He commissioned two brilliant minds, Anthemius of Tralles, a mathematician, and Isidore of Miletus, a physicist. Their approach was bold. Instead of relying on the heavy, fortress-like forms typical of earlier buildings, they designed a vast central dome that appeared to float. When the Hagia Sophia was completed in 537, it stunned the ancient world. The dome stretched about 31 meters across and soared over 55 meters high. Light poured through a ring of windows at its base, creating the illusion that the ceiling hovered above worshippers. Contemporary observers described it as if it were suspended from heaven by a golden chain. For nearly 1,000 years, it served as the Cathedral of Constantinople, the heart of Eastern Christianity. Emperors were crowned here. Major theological debates echoed beneath its arches. Its mosaics depicted Christ, the Virgin Mary, and imperial patrons, reinforcing the link between religious authority and political power. Yet the building was never untouched by crisis. Earthquakes repeatedly damaged the dome, forcing engineers to rebuild parts of it. Each reconstruction improved the structure, showing how even monumental architecture must adapt to survive. The defining turning point came in 1453. Sultan Mehmed II entered Constantinople after a long siege that ended the Byzantine Empire. One of his first acts was to convert the Hagia Sophia into a mosque. This moment gave rise to several stories that followed Mehmed throughout Ottoman history. Some come from early chroniclers, others from later tradition, but together they shaped how his relationship with the building was remembered. One account says that when Mehmed first entered the Hagia Sophia, he paused in silence, taking in the vast interior. The story describes him scattering earth onto his turban as a sign of humility, a reminder that even conquerors are temporary. Whether literal or symbolic, the image appears often in Ottoman narratives and reflects how his supporters wanted him remembered, powerful, yet conscious of divine authority. Another story tells of a soldier attempting to damage part of the interior during the chaos after the conquest. Mehmed supposedly intervened, stopping the destruction and declaring that the building now belonged to the state and must be preserved. Historians debate the exact details, but the story fits his broader policy of protecting major structures and repopulating the city rather than reducing it to ruins. There is also the account of the first call to prayer inside the dome. Chroniclers describe the sound carrying through the massive space in a way that stunned those present. The acoustics of the Hagia Sophia, designed for Byzantine chant, created a powerful resonance that later influenced Ottoman mosque architecture for generations. Some traditions emphasize Mehmed's political vision as much as his religious symbolism. Rather than treating Constantinople as a defeated city, he presented himself as a new Roman emperor, restoring life to the capital. Turning the Hagia Sophia into an imperial mosque was part of that message, not only a religious act, but a declaration that the center of power had shifted. These stories, whether strictly historical or shaped by later memory, reveal how Sultan Mehmed II became inseparable from the Hagia Sophia. The building was not simply captured. In Ottoman imagination, it was claimed, preserved, and folded into a new imperial identity that would last for centuries. Islamic features were gradually added. A mihrab indicated the direction of Mecca. Minarets rose outside. Interestingly, many Christian mosaics were not destroyed but plastered over. This allowed modern restorers to reveal images that might otherwise have been lost forever. By the early 20th century, another transformation arrived. After the fall of the Ottoman Empire, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk pursued a strongly secular vision for the new Turkish Republic. In 1935, the Hagia Sophia became a museum. This move reframed the building as a shared human inheritance rather than the possession of a single faith. Visitors could see Christian mosaics alongside Islamic calligraphy, often within the same line of sight. Few places illustrated layered history so clearly. Then, in 2020, it changed again. The Turkish government reconverted it into a mosque, reopening it for Muslim prayer while keeping it accessible to visitors. The decision sparked global debate. Some saw restoration, others saw loss. Either way, it proved that the Hagia Sophia is not merely a relic. It remains part of living history. Architecturally, its influence is difficult to overstate. The massive dome became a model studied for centuries. Engineers analyzed how its weight was distributed through pendentives, curved triangular sections that transition the square base into a circular roof. This innovation helped reshape large-scale construction. But perhaps the Hagia Sophia's greatest lesson is endurance. Stones crack, empires fall, beliefs shift, yet certain structures continue, absorbing each era without fully belonging to any single one. When you walk inside, you notice something unusual. Christian imagery looks down from the upper galleries while Arabic calligraphy commands attention below. The building does not hide its past. It carries it openly. The Hagia Sophia offers a reminder that civilizations are rarely as separate as textbooks suggest. Influence overlaps. Cultures borrow. Even in moments of conquest, traces of what came before remain embedded in the walls. It also raises a deeper question. Is the Hagia Sophia defined by the people who built it, the rulers who transformed it, or the generations who continue to debate its meaning? Perhaps it is defined by all of them. From cathedral to mosque, from museum back to mosque, the Hagia Sophia stands as a record carved in stone. Not a silent record, but one that continues to shape conversations about heritage, faith, and power. And as long as it stands over the skyline of Istanbul, it will keep asking every visitor the same quiet question. What does it mean for a building to belong to history, yet never stop being part of the present? If you found this video beneficial and want more content like it, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps bring forward more stories from history that deserve attention. Turn on notifications so you do not miss future uploads.